I don't really need all of the quality of life changes that came from World. I'm perfectly fine with a slower game, a more grindy game. That's not to say that I wouldn't welcome the quality of life changes that World brought us. I think they add a much needed accessibility to the series that only brings in more people and creates a stronger franchise. That said, I think we're getting nearly all of the quality of life changes added in from World. And the ones that we aren't, I expect we'll get some sort of alteration to the quality of life that was presented in World, but with an adjustment that more fits the need of Monster Hunter Rise and the Monster Hunter franchise as they go on. One possibility is the flare system being altered in a way that promotes hunters to continue on in a hub afterwards. Just more or less a way of Capcom and the Monster Hunter team just tweaking things until they get it perfect for what they're actually going for. So, what would I actually want in Rise? What's my wish list?
Dumo plays.
Before getting into the list, just remember, you don't have to agree with these, and my wish list could be very different from yours, and it very well likely could be. Either way, number 1 on the list is a demo. I highly doubt that they wouldn't release a demo, so hopefully it gets announced soon. I already know people that are waiting to see if a demo comes out to try the game. There's interest in the game, but they're unsure, and a multiplayer demo would be a great opportunity for them to jump into the game and try out the combat with some friends. Next up, I would like online hubs, like Monster Hunter World, where you have 16 hunters in a lobby, and you can join hunts from the quest board mid-hunt. I would settle for 8 or more, and of course then in Discord, Merritt goes off and says it should be like Phantasy Star Online with 100 people in the lobby. I doubt it's realistic, but it's a wish list, so let's shoot high. I wish for a 100-player lobby, but realistically, I'd settle for 8+. My main reasoning for this is, well, I stream. And sometimes we have more than 4 of us that want to hunt at once. And when you have a weird number, it's very difficult to flip-flop back and forth between lobbies, opening them up, shutting them down, sending people over to other lobbies, and then bringing other people back. We just want to be able to all play together and flip around and help each other out so everyone's progressing at once. Another big one for me, one that drove me nuts in Generations Ultimate, friends online need to be sorted to the top of the list. In Generations Ultimate, you actually had to go through your entire friends list, looking at grayed out names, looking for the one name that was lit up as white. You know, a gray versus a white. It should just be at the very top. It should be easy to find people that are online, and I expect it, and it doesn't change it. It's still on my wish list. Oh my goodness, I feel like a training area is so important. It would be a place where I can try out new weapons at my own pace instead of at a monster's pace. I'm also interested in the speedrunning aspect of Monster Hunter, and I feel like a training area would really help with things like warm-ups, practicing timings, inputs, those kind of things. It's someplace new players can play around and figure out what weapons they want to go with. I don't know, to me, I feel like it's something that any skill-based game should have, especially one where there's multiple weapons or multiple choices in the game that you can go with. No more village and hub separation. Solo arena, I'm fine with, but forcing players to play through a long single-player story campaign that some people just find boring to unlock things so you can use them while you're playing with your friends just seems a little unnecessary. Just let us have fun with our friends. Or let us have fun solo if we want. Just let it be the player's choice. Let us choose how we wish to play. I feel like World nailed this, and, well, just keep it coming. I want to see a wide variety of monsters in this game. And not just a large list of monsters from the same class, but monsters from a bunch of different classes. Let's see some bugs like Celtas Queen and the spiders, which we do see, but I'd love to see more of them and more bugs brought in. Maybe even some new bugs that we haven't seen before. Let's see leviathans. Let's see crabs, amphibians, primates, snakes, elephants. I don't personally need Piscine wyverns back. Mainly Plesioth, but I would accept them. And back to bugs for a second, I would love to see them bring back Adelka. I feel like they're probably going to have to revamp the gear, and I'm not sure where they would do the fight, but oh man, that fight was so amazing, and it was such a great experience. I would just love to have more people see that, and more people experience that fight. And if nothing else, how about some more mantis monsters? This one might be a little bit hit and miss with some people, but hear me out. I would love to see consistent events to keep people coming back. I love the Magnum Malo theory from the previous video. I'll put some links up for that one so you guys can find it a little easier. This is something that I really loved in Splatoon 2. The reason being that every time someone came and asked if the game was still active and worth getting, the answer was always, well, yes. In fact, they just did a balancing patch last week, or they just added content last week, or they just had a major event last week. And that would be something that I feel that Monster Hunter could really use, and it's something that I've honestly really learned to love. Here's one I think we can all agree on. Lots of armors and lots of collaborations for layered armors. I want to see loads of options. I really love seeing what fashion hunters come up with. I might not do it myself, but I love seeing the creativity from the community. Let's see all those Nintendo IPs. Let's see some Samus outfits, some Link outfits, some Sheik outfits, Ganondorf, Wolf Link. What about a Yoshi Palamute? How about a Chain Chomp Palamute? It probably wouldn't work, but I still want it. Okami seems like a no-brainer. Had a friend say bring back Cha-Cha and Kiamba. What about Mega Man? Moogle? Even possibly the idea of, say, maybe a Bayonetta for a layered armor. And how about some anime collabs? They work so much better with this art style than they would with World's art style, so I feel like it's a good opportunity. You don't have to like these or even want to make them or even want to have them in the game, but personally, again, I love to see what fashion hunters can do with more options, so I like having all those options. Plus, I like having different options to choose from when I'm looking at my own hunter, and the mixed set, quite honestly, looks like pure trash. For this one, I know Monster Hunter World had some of the old designs, but I really want to see a lot of interesting weapon designs out of this game, especially some of the older ones. World did have a complaint where they had a whole bunch of weapon designs that were just a base design with a piece of monster slapped onto it or a change in the color palette. And I'd just like to see more creative, interesting, out there weapons. I love the weapon designs from the games, and I'd like to see that tradition carried on. And I think with this one, the very last one, I'm going to lose almost all of you. But if you've hunted with me or watched me hunt, you would know that I feel like most importantly, the removal of hunters getting stunned. Again, if you've watched me, you know that I can be stunned after taking the first hit in a fight. I can spend 5 minutes not getting hit, get knocked down or tripped, and suddenly I'm stunned. And then the monster hits me while I'm stunned, and then I stand up stunned again. I actually have hunts that I've spent more time stunned than I've spent active. Either that, or maybe I just have to hope that my luck changes when I'm fighting. It's probably an issue with the desire sensor. It just knows how much I desire to not be stunned constantly, and it's just like, nope, this is what you're getting. So in that end, Capcom just announced that the desire sensor is no longer going to affect me getting stunned, and, well, I'll be happy. Again, I know I've lost pretty much every new face with that one, but this is a wish list, and if you don't wish for your deepest, darkest desires, then it's not a wish list, it's a realistic list of things I expect and would like in the game. And that's a terrible title for a video. Plus, it's not nearly as fun to make. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, sub, do both if you want. I have a link to the Discord in the description if you want to join in on some of these conversations. Otherwise, feel free to disagree with me and tell me the correct wish list down in the comments below. It's always a blast to see what other people want. Go ahead, go crazy with the list as well. It doesn't even have to be realistic. I just enjoy reading them. Thanks again. Have a great day.